That time once again, everyone. Thank you for visiting the little sliver of the internet that is Special Mark Productions. We are the Final Cut, and I am Mark the Movie Man. So glad you could join us today. We've got an interesting indie horror film with some familiar faces in it, and it is called Blood Covered Chocolate. Director Monty Light gives us the story of Massimo, who is in a relationship with Tien, and yeah, things are going well between them, even though Massimo's dad doesn't exactly like Tien or the idea of this relationship. Well, things get turned upside down and all mixed up when Massimo gets bitten by a mysterious creature, and soon this creature is haunting his apartment and him and just ruining everything in his life while also transforming him into a creature of the night. And we see how this affects him, how he handles this, especially considering he was an addict who was on the road to sobriety until he gets bit. And we see how he takes this just dark tumble down a road that ends not in the way that I expected. Blood Covered Chocolate, as I mentioned, has some familiar faces in it. This is a small budget vampiric fevered dream that is as much about addiction and a few other things as it is about vampires, and I love that quite a bit. They take a very interesting artistic approach in this story that I also did not expect, especially after Massimo gets bitten. They throw a number of things at you. They get very creative, like when he's feeling his blood boil or whatever, we actually cut to these interesting artistic scenes that are representative of like blood flowing through veins and that. And what's even more jarring with those scenes is the fact that they play a lot with color. So most of the film is in black and white, but when we get to those scenes where he's changing, or a couple other scenes that you realize he's perceiving reality maybe in a little bit of different manner, those scenes are in color, and I liked the use of that quite a bit. It has a very visual effect and emotional response that you get from doing that, you know. Now, Massimo is played by Michael Klug, and I really enjoyed that character. You felt his struggle. You felt like, you know, he's really struggling to stay sober, and then after this happens, seeing him take 5 steps back is a very traumatic and dramatic, and it comes across on screen. His girlfriend Tien, played by Christine Nagayan, I thought she did wonderful as well. Love the feelings between those two. They felt like a couple, and she puts in a great performance. Deborah Lamb shows up in here as Massimo's mom, and really, you know, she's always great when she's on screen. She really brings it. She brings it here as the mom who cares for her son, but also you feel like she's holding something back from him in many ways. She cares for him. She you know, doesn't like what he's going through, but at the same time, she knows something. You could just feel it. And yeah, Deborah plays that off well. Other great performances. It's a small cast in here. We get a Mike Ferguson showing in this. That's right. We caught Mike Ferguson once again playing a great badass role as a henchman of sorts, a guy doing the dirty work of Crate, who's played with wonderful, not quite mustache twirling, but almost Joe Altieri. He does well as the Crate character, and then Helen Udy plays Candy, one of the victims, and she really makes you feel it for the small time she's on screen of wanting her to get out of a bad situation. So yeah, the small cast does very well. They do good on a limited budget. They keep it to a couple of locations, and there's a lot of great performances, and I love the ending. I did not see the ending coming, and while there's a little bit of breadcrumbs along the way, you might not, but then it makes sense with the ending that you have, and it gives that even more of an emotional feeling for all the events that you experience across the film. So the small budget aesthetic might turn some people off, but they work well within their budget. They make it work, and it gives it this kind of almost claustrophobic feeling as well, as we see Massimo descend further into madness as he transforms. So yeah, great special effects in here, interesting story, and I think you'll enjoy it. It's not that long of a film, but it is effective in many ways. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your support. Please help us get to 2,500 subscribers by the end of the year. We can only do that with your help. Until next time, remember, keep that ticket stub.